Hello everybody, it's Alth. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. Hope you guys are doing really well. So today is the day for the 2024 global reveal for Elder Scrolls Online, and we are here to watch it kind of together a little bit. I was working earlier, so I was not able to watch it live. So we're gonna watch it now and hope that there's not any commercials pretty much at all, because I'm not gonna sub to Bethesda. That'd be kind of weird. Um, Now I will be, hopefully, if I remember, providing timestamps down below, because I'm gonna be watching this um throughout. I'm just gonna let it play. I'm gonna try not to comment, and then at the end, when this reveal is all over, we'll have a summary, go over things, some other articles that I found on Elder Scrolls Online, because I remember last year there were just things that they didn't really mention, and in the reveal that were on the article. So I figure most likely they have that again this year. So let's dive into it. I've heard a lot of people really excited already, because obviously I'm late to this. It's been really hard not to um look to see if things were verified, that were data mined and leaked and all that kind of stuff. I really tried to stay away, and I tried to also not mention or talk to any of it, because I really don't think it's fair, and it's not really right for me to share that information. So anyway, whatever, let's dive on into it, and I will pretty much be talking to you guys in what looks to be like a half hour.
Welcome everyone to the 2024 Elder Scrolls Online Global Reveal. Today, we'll share all of the details of our 2024 plans, including ESO's new chapter. But first, I'd like to take a moment to talk about what ESO means to all of us, here at ZeniMax Online, and to all of you. We built ESO as a virtual world centered around Elder Scrolls lore, where you can go anywhere, play in any style you want with endless customization, and have the freedom to roleplay as anyone you want. And also to be a safe harbor from the often unpredictable and complex outside world. Just take a step back to the game's early days and see how much we've accomplished. From taking on Moloch Ball with the help of Cadwell and Darian Gauthier, fighting other players to claim territory in Cyrodiil and the Ruby Throne and our amazing PvP system, slaying dragons in the sandy canyons of Elsewhere with Chimera and Abner Tharn, fencing a fortune and stolen goods at your friendly neighborhood outlaw refuge, and so much more. We take you through all of the lands of Tamriel, filled with memorable characters who return again and again to provide companionship, humor, and drama. Our stories are among the best in the genre, and our content also includes game systems like Companions, Antiquities, Tales of Tribute, Dungeons, PvP. The list goes on and on. With ESO, you can pick and choose what fits your virtual life in Tamriel. And later this year, we'll hit an amazing and important milestone: 10 years in Tamriel. Our history, of course, goes back even farther to ZOS's founding in 2007, and many ESO developers have been with us for 15 years or more. I can't speak of the studio's history without acknowledging the profound impact that Robert Altman had on my life and that of everyone at ZOS. As CEO of ZeniMax Media, who passed away in 2021, Robert was a true champion of the game, and he was a friend and mentor to all of us. He is very much missed, but ZOS is stronger because of the foundation he helped build during our formative years. ESO's grown over the years to be 24 million players, including gamers from all over the world. Originally in English, French, and German, we now offer localization in Chinese, Japanese, Russian, and Spanish. And ESO developers now stretch from west coast of the USA through Austin, Texas, to our headquarters in Maryland, and eastward to Budapest, Hungary, where we recently opened ZeniMax Online Hungary. ESO is truly a global phenomenon. Everyone at ZOS considers the ESO community part of the family. It's not just a hashtag. That feeling of caring and connection begins in our studio, and I'm very proud to be part of it. Remember that ESO launched in April 2014, but that was just on PC. It launched on Xbox and PlayStation in June 2015. So, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary over 15 months in 2024 and 2025. Expect community events around the globe. We announced the first of these already. It's in the Netherlands this coming spring. Thank you to everyone who signed up already. We'll have another large community event in 2025 in the Baltimore, Washington area of the USA to mark the 10th anniversary of ESO's console launch, and a few more events sprinkled between them. We will post information on all of our anniversary celebration plans on social media and ElderScrollsOnline.com. The team has prepared special 10-year anniversary rewards for many of our in-game events happening in 2024 and 2025. Some you can start earning right now. Stay tuned for details. We're eager to celebrate and to kick things off in earnest in just a few months. I can't wait to see all of you at the in-person events. And now it's time to look forward to 2024's new content. ESO's newest chapter features everything that makes ESO special, exploring a region of Tamriel well known to Elder Scrolls fans, telling an amazing story that goes deep into the lore of the region, and adding a new gameplay with a system called Scribing, which allows players to customize some of their abilities. The chapter is called Gold Road, and it takes place on the borders of Cyrodiil, Gold Coast, and Valenwood. So let's start the show and see all the details with the global premiere of the 2024 ESO Gold Road trailer. Enjoy, and see you in Tamriel.
What's up, everyone? You just saw the world premiere trailer for our upcoming chapter, The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road. I'm Gina Bruno, ESO Senior Community Manager, and today I'm joined by The Elder Scrolls Online's own creative director, Rich Lambert.
Hey everyone, I'm thrilled to be back again for this year's ESO Global Reveal, and boy do we have a lot of exciting things to share with you all. The team has been working super hard on 2024's new adventures and features, and it's going to be another amazing year for The Elder Scrolls Online.
Well, the truth is, the team's been working super hard for the past 16 years. And Rich, you and I have actually been here from the very beginning in 2007.
It's wild looking back for sure. I remember the days of being able to fit the entire team into a minivan and all go out to lunch together. And a lot has changed since then, and now we're suddenly about to celebrate 10 years of being live, with 40+ major content updates and a community that literally spans the globe. It's amazing how much we've done, and it certainly doesn't feel like 16 years have passed already.
And now that we're looking ahead to what's coming in 2024, why don't you start us off with an overview about this year's adventure and story?
Last year, we saw players explore the Talvani Peninsula and Apocrypha zones, and delved into a story surrounding the Prince of Knowledge, Hermaeus Mora, and master the magics of the Arcanist class. This year, we're inviting players to venture into a Colovian region known as the West Weald. And this region spans the western borders of Cyrodiil to the north and the eastern tip of Valenwood, and many Elder Scrolls players will probably recognize this location from TES IV Oblivion. In our time, a dense jungle has suddenly appeared overnight along the Valenwood border, and the whole region is suffering from a rise in attacks from a mysterious new kind of Daedra.
So the new zone will be familiar for those of you who played Oblivion, but there's something big going on behind the scenes that's causing all this chaos.
We're doing something we've never done before in ESO, and we're introducing a whole new Daedric Prince.
That is a really big deal.
It is, and we are really excited about it. The Gold Road storyline focuses on the return of a forgotten prince named Athelia, and it was great to be able to work with BGS to bring our vision for this new power to life, and we think folks are going to love what we've created. In last year's Necrom chapter, we dropped a major cliffhanger. Mysterious forces discovered the existence of this forgotten Daedric prince, Athelia. In Gold Road, you'll discover that prince is now free, with dire consequences for all of Tamriel. I don't want to go into too much detail yet, because we'll be diving deeper into the story shortly, but this is really big, and we are very excited to see how our community reacts as they learn more about Athelia and her allies.
All right, so we have a new zone and a story about the return of a long-lost Daedric prince. But there's something else arriving with the Gold Road chapter that Matt touched on that our players have been asking about for a long time, and that's scribing.
Yes, and this is definitely something that the community's been asking about for years at this point. This chapter's big new system, Scribing, is a way for players to customize their character builds. It's our take on a precursor to the spellcrafting systems from previous Elder Scrolls games, with some tweaks to balance to ensure that it works with our game's combat.
So why don't you talk a little bit about how this system works? What does it actually allow players to do?
With Scribing, players tap into the fundamental elements of magic by unlocking special skills that they can then customize in many different ways. You'll be able to change things like the way a skill interacts with the world, its unique effects, and more. There's also many ways to customize these unique abilities, allowing players to further tailor their builds to their unique needs. We'll go into a lot more detail on Scribing a little bit later, and we'll have a lot more info throughout the year, but we're very excited about this system, and it's really another way players can truly play the way they want to play.
Well, we clearly have a lot to cover throughout the show, so let's dig in. In the past, we've told stories that feature Daedric princes, emperors and tyrants, heroes, and all sorts of legendary monsters. Since our launch in 2014, we've continued to add to ESO's legacy with new stories that build upon and even add to Elder Scrolls lore in all new ways. And this year's tale is no exception. So let's kick things off with the lead for this zone, Ed Stark, who is going to share more about the new chapter's main storyline, including the Forgotten Prince.
Hello, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to talk to all of you about the story and the adventures you'll experience in the new Gold Road chapter. I was the lead for the High Isle and Greymoor chapters, as well as the Murkmire DLC, and I'm having a lot of fun adding to the Elder Scrolls universe. Every part of Tamriel is unique and has its own emergent storylines, and Gold Road is no different. The West Weald region lies just east of the Gold Coast. Ruled by the Colovian Count Calantius, it is an independent nation allied to the Imperial forces currently occupying nearby Cyrodiil, and it is under attack. Sweltering jungles replaced a third of the West Weald seemingly overnight. While the Wood Elves in the region seem friendly and as bemused by the situation as the displaced Imperials, Count wants to find out what happened and how he can keep from losing any more of his realm. Surprisingly, however, this Dawnwood jungle overgrowth isn't the most pressing concern for you and your fellow adventurers. Laramil the Wise, an ally of Hermaeus Mora, is back. She's investigating the reappearance of Athelia, the Forgotten Prince, who was introduced at the end of the Necrom chapter. Laramil reveals that scions of Athelia are searching the Westworld for her, wreaking havoc in the region. They believe that the Forgotten Prince had some connection to the aliens who once dwelt in the ancient ruins scattered throughout the zone. These scions are desperate to help Athelia recover her memories and powers and show no mercy to anyone who gets in their way. Reality itself is under attack, and no one knows exactly how or why the Forgotten Prince has returned. It's been a very long time in any Elder Scrolls game since we delved into the nature of a new Daedric Prince. What effect will the appearance of this long-forgotten prince have on the Westweald, Tamriel, or Nirn itself? How indeed can a Daedric Prince be forgotten? More importantly, how can you, the adventurer, counter Athelia's effect on the Westweald? Well, I'm not going to tell you. At least not yet. You have to play Gold Road to find out. But don't worry. In addition to the eccentric Laramil the Wise, you have some new and returning allies to help you unravel these mysteries. There's Baragon, ex-adventurer and brother to Evely Sharparrow, and Tribune Alia Idolus, a brash Colovian centurion working for Count Calantius. Outside the main story, we're bringing back the vampire Fenorian of the Raven Watch, Khajiit investigator Mizik Thunderboots, and a few other fan-favorite allies to also help you in your journeys. There's political intrigue rivaling the tales told in Orsinium and High Isle, supernatural threats on the same scale as Somerset and Greymore, assaults on the Westweald as powerful as any fiery dragon attack in Elsewhere or Daedric Dark Anchor invasions from the base game long ago. Players can choose how they progress the main story of the Gold Road as well. There's a non-linearity to the questline similar to that presented in Hrothgar and Necrom. You'll have to follow the threads to see just where they take you. And over everything is the threat of the forgotten Daedric Prince and her minions. There's something for everyone, all along the Gold Road. I'm looking forward to seeing how you fare. Good luck and happy hunting in the Westweald.
Since ESO's launch, we've added a ton of new areas for players to explore across all corners of Tamriel and even the realms of Oblivion. Ed just shared some details about the story in Westweald, so now let's learn about how the team brought this space to life. To tell us more about this world you can explore in the latest chapter, we've invited ESO's art director to share more about this colorful but chaotic part of Tamriel.
Hey everybody, I'm CJ Greb, art director for the Elder Scrolls Online, and I'm pleased to be able to share with you more about the Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road's unique zone, the Westweald. For those of you already familiar with Southeast Cyrodiil, this will be the first time you can return to this bountiful part of Tamriel since the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion way back in 2006. The new zone features 3 unique biomes, each with their own distinctive look and feel. In the southeast lies the Gold Road, a temperate environment similar to that found on the Gold Coast. It is home to the region's capital city, Skingrad, the bustling center of the zone and linchpin for the Colovian Imperials who call the Westweald home. Towards the southwest, you can find the Dawnwood. Formerly part of the Westweald, this area is now home to the encroaching jungles of nearby Valenwood. In this part of the zone, you'll discover a dense wilderness climate inhabited by advancing wood elves from the settlement of Vashabar. In the north of the Westweald lies the Colovian Highlands, a mountainous region that is home to an imperial settlement and numerous Ayleid ruins. The Highlands' rocky soil and dry climate is ideal for the region's famous vineyards. When designing this new zone, the team wanted to capture a region undergoing a dramatic change. And generally, we try to make every zone in ESO feel unique, so much so that a player can instantly recognize what zone they're in merely by looking around. Combining these ideas led us to paint the biomes in the bright colors of seasonal change. Highlights of orange, red, and yellow punctuate the Westweald, giving the entire region an autumnal feel. Classic Colovian architecture inspired many of the zone's structures. However, the Colovian Imperials of the Westweald are wealthy and cosmopolitan, so the art team imbued some high-end motifs and designs throughout. Although this of course changes the further from Skingrad you travel. As you explore the zone's rolling hills, rocky crags, bustling vineyards, you'll encounter many Ayleid ruins of various sizes and shapes, and have an opportunity to delve deeper into this part of Tamriel's ancient history. We got to have a little fun here as we consider these Ayleid ruins less spoiled than other similar locations you may already have visited. As a result, there are structures and architectural pieces of Ayleid culture you've never seen before. Speaking of things you've never seen before, the dense, humid forests of neighboring Valenwood seem to have taken over a significant portion of the Westweald practically overnight. This consumption of traditional Colovian territory is cause of some concern for the Imperials, as you might imagine. Even more alarming is the Wildburn, a volatile area that separates the Dawnwood from the Colovian Highlands and Gold Road, comprised of sickened, magically twisted land and even more volatile beasts. While the land itself is changing, it is also under attack from a host of new, unfamiliar foes. Daedra, never before seen in the Elder Scrolls, roam the countryside, including Shardborn and aspects of Athalia that herald from the realm known as Mirrormoor. And if all of that wasn't enough, the Wildburn has taken to magically corrupting the indigenous beasts of the land, resulting in danger around every turn. In the Westweald, we've created a beautiful world in flux, besieged by change itself. It's Imperials meet Wood Elves, meet Oblivion, and it's a world unlike anything we've created previously. We can't wait for you to explore it.
I always love when we can share behind-the-scenes info about all the research and care that goes into creating a new zone. Rich, why don't you talk a little bit about what else players will encounter in Westweald?
In addition to the main storyline, the zone contains new delves and public dungeons to explore, side quests to experience, and world bosses to contend with. Everything you would expect from a chapter. There's also an all-new 12-player trial to challenge your group, and the introduction of a new type of world event.
And of course, there's all kinds of rewards that you can find in the new zone, including new item sets to loot and craft, unique collectibles to unlock, and special antiquities to scry and dig up, and a lot more.
And of course, that's all in addition to the new scribing system.
That's right. In previous chapters, we've added new classes like the Necromancer and most recently the Arcanist. We've also added new gameplay systems that we continually update, such as treasure hunting with antiquities, our deck-building card game, Tales of Tribute, even our housing and furnishing system, and of course, companion system, which allows you to bring an ally to fight alongside with you. This time with Gold Road, we're adding a new way to further tweak your builds just how you want them. We know everyone's been waiting patiently for more information on this new system, so let's kick it over to Kira to explain exactly how it works.
Play Your Way is one of Elder Scrolls Online's biggest pillars, and we're always looking to give our players even more ownership over their characters and their skills. For Scribing, our system focus was around roleplay and choice. We wanted to give our players the power to customize skills to enhance their roleplay and have more agency in choosing and creating those skills that are right for them. With Scribing, we've created a new ability for every weapon skill line, and a few more. Each of these new skills, or grimoires, has customizable elements that you can swap out to suit your needs while maintaining a fun and balanced experience. Every grimoire has a base function, the thing it always does. For example, the new Bow Grimoire, Vault, has you shoot the ground with an enchanted arrow, creating an area of effect, and then backflip out of danger, enabling a quick, tactical fire and escape ability. But you can personalize it from here. Every scribe skill also has 3 script slots, a primary, secondary, and tertiary, which allow you to change the ability's specifics. Want to double down on poison or bleed? Set one of those as the primary script of Vault, and now that's the damage type of its AoE. Primaries determine the main effect of the skill and its resource cost. But perhaps you're more of a ranged healer character. keep it ally-focused, and customize Vault with a heal primary and add either a heal over time or stamina recovery secondary for any allies in that area of effect. Secondaries are about individualizing that skill to better match with your build or roleplay. This is where we have more unique effects that tie into the identity of the parent skill line. For example, a unique bow secondary gives the player a stack of the Hawkeye bonus, increasing damage on their other bow abilities for a short duration. Finally, you're able to add a buff or debuff to Vault as its tertiary effect, perhaps minor maim, minor expedition, or minor vulnerability. That is a lot of ways to customize just this skill, and we have even more scripts and combinations to be revealed in the future. But scribing isn't just a system for tinkering with skills. It's also an exploration into the ancient origins of magic, following the legacy and discovering the secrets of the mage who first learned to manipulate those energies. You'll need to own the Gold Road chapter to unlock the system. One more thing. When we were deep into this customization headspace, we loved the idea of having our skill visuals better reflect our players' roleplay goals, and perhaps feel a bit fresh if they've been playing for a while. When Gold Road and Scribing launch, we'll also be adding a select number of skill styles. These styles are color variants of popular abilities from weapon, guild, and world skills. Like Wall of Elements will have a new purple version, Trap Beast orange, and Mage Light a green option, so that when you equip those abilities, you'll be able to select which version you want to see. By the way, in Gold Road, all of these skill styles will be earnable as in-game rewards. We have a lot more planned for skill styling in the updates after the chapter 2. We can't wait to share more about scribing and styling with the ESO community in the coming months, and see what new metas, builds, and more come out. See you soon.
Scribing looks like it has the potential to really change the way our players play the game.
We definitely believe it will, and Scribing gives our players a level of flexibility with their builds they've never seen before in ESO. The new customizable abilities can be used by any class, allowing players to maximize an aspect of their build or perhaps give them a new way to fill a gap. And the system also provides a brand new avenue to customize their visuals too. We know just how important fashion is to our community.
Well, the good news is you won't have to wait too long to play, because Scribing arrives with the Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road on June 3rd for PC and Mac, and June 18th for Xbox and PlayStation consoles, and it's available to pre-purchase now. You can visit ElderScrollsOnline.com for more details. Now, as many of you watching might expect, this chapter isn't the only major release in 2024.
There is a lot coming this year. We're kicking things off in March with Update 41 and our newest dungeon DLC pack, which includes 2 new dungeons, Oathsworn Pit and Bedlam Vale. These 2 dungeons will have you explore a training ground for the followers of Malakath and a secret vault within the demi-realm of Maelstrom. Both dungeons help set the stage for the upcoming chapter release and storyline. These dungeons will be available in normal and veteran modes and have their own veteran hard mode difficulties, with all the unique rewards you'd expect, including new item sets and collectibles. And as always with these DLCs, these new challenges can be purchased in the in-game Crown Store, or they come free as part of ESO Plus.
If you want to first look at these new dungeons, be sure and tune in to our next ESO live stream, as we'll be joined by lead encounter designer Mike Finnegan to share all the details about this upcoming dungeon DLC.
That's not all we have going throughout 2024 either. Update 43, which is scheduled to arrive in August, will be another base game update similar to what we did in 2023, and that includes a host of bug fixes and quality of life improvements, with some pretty exciting features, including something housing related. And finally, Update 44 will close the year out by introducing 2 new in-game companions, and something we're not quite ready to reveal yet, but to all our PvP-minded players, you might want to pay particular attention to this update.
Well, you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for more information on our plans as the year progresses. Okay, we've gone over so much already, but as with any major chapter release, there's a ton of in-game rewards you can get when you pick up Gold Road. Let's find out more about the various editions and pre-purchase rewards for the Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road with community managers Jess and Kevin.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess Folsom, ESO's lead community manager, and I'm joined by my fellow community manager, Kevin Boley. We're here to tell you a little more about the new Gold Road chapter, its additions, and pre-purchase rewards.
Thanks, Jess, and hey everyone. As mentioned, the Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road arrives this summer on PC and Mac, and on Xbox and PlayStation consoles. However, you can pre-purchase the chapter right now on ElderScrollsOnline.com and unlock in-game items, which we'll cover in just a minute. But first, let's talk about the different versions of Gold Road.
Right. Depending on your history with the Elder Scrolls Online, there's bound to be an edition of Gold Road that suits you. If you're an existing player, the upgrade versions may be just right.
If you're a new or returning player, the collection might be a good fit. It includes the ESO base game, all 7 previous chapters, and the new Gold Road chapter at launch. That means the collection will allow you to begin your adventures in Tamriel right now, and play the new chapter once it launches.
Both the Gold Road upgrade and collection are also available in deluxe editions, which includes a bounty of additional in-game items themed around the West Weald and Skingrad regions, including a unique pet, memento, outfit style, emote pack, and first of its kind mount, all of which are granted at chapter launch.
Whichever edition of Gold Road you choose, there are several pre-purchase rewards you can unlock. These include a striking new costume, pet, and crown crate delivered at launch, and instant in-game access to the spectacular wolf mount. For a limited time, if you pre-purchase Gold Road, you'll get instant access to this matching wolf pup pet, so don't miss out.
You can pre-purchase the Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road right now on ElderScrollsOnline.com, or select retailers for PC and Mac, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Of course, we have a lot of exciting releases, in-game events, and community fun lined up for the Elder Scrolls Online between now and chapter launch too.
You'll be able to explore 2 new dungeons launching along with Update 41. You can get a first look at these new dungeons and Update 41 by helping us test it all on the PC and Mac public test server in just a few days. Then, this spring, ESO will introduce the prologue quest for Gold Road. This free quest line sets up the events of the upcoming chapter and is available to anybody who owns a copy of the Elder Scrolls Online.
If you'd like to check out some of ESO's past DLCs and chapters for free, then now is your chance with the ESO Plus free trial, live right now on all platforms. There's also a ton of fun in-game events lined up over the next few months, including the now live Guilds and Glory celebration, then the White Strikes Mayhem PvP event, and of course, the fan favorite Jester's Festival. Starting right now with the Guilds and Glory celebration, you can earn the Moloch Ball Illusion Imp pet, as well as its morphs over the course of 2024. It's the perfect companion to get you in the celebratory mood as we head into the incredible 10th anniversary celebration for the Elder Scrolls Online. To learn more about this year's morphing collectible, check out our preview article on the official ESO website. We've grown in so many ways since ESO first launched. With international community managers across 15 unique territories and 7 officially supported languages, this massive celebration of ESO and its community is our biggest one yet. And it will include many in-person events around the world. As Matt mentioned earlier, the fun kicks off with our first in-person event in Amsterdam, Netherlands, and continues all the way into 2025 with our largest in-person event in the US yet. We hope to see you at one of them. Check ElderScrollsOnline.com for the details on our upcoming Q1 Dungeon DLC, the in-game events, and our 10th anniversary plans. We have big things ahead.
We can't wait for you to join us as we celebrate 10 amazing years of the Elder Scrolls Online, together.
All right, so let's recap. We've revealed ESO's upcoming chapter, The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road, and shared what kind of adventures and features you can expect when it launches June 3rd for PC Mac and June 18th for Xbox and PlayStation consoles.
This includes a new zone, the Colovian region known as the West Weald, which is a storyline that features the return of a forgotten prince, Athelia. And of course, the brand new scribing system, which allows you to unlock and customize special skills for all your characters.
And don't forget, ESO Gold Road is available for pre-purchase today. We've got a lot planned for ESO's 10-year anniversary, which includes a host of in-person events, starting with the ESO 10-year celebration in Amsterdam this spring. Make sure to RSVP if you haven't already done so. From all of us here at ZeniMax Online Studios, thank you for watching. Keep an eye out on our social channels and ElderScrollsOnline.com for more information on everything we've covered today. And don't forget to tune in next week for a first look at Update 41. We can't wait to share more details with you on the upcoming Gold Road chapter, anniversary celebration, and more later this year.
Thanks again for joining us today, and we'll see you all next time.
Okay. All right, so that was a lot of information to unpack there. First of all, I'm not that excited that it's Skingrad. You know, I mean, I think I've mentioned this before when I talked about the possibility of it being an Imperial zone. Imperial's all over this game, and I just feel like another Imperial zone might be a little. I hate to say it might be too soon, but I mean, it might be. Blackwood was right around the corner. You know, Blackwood to me feels like yesterday, because who in the hell wants to remember High Isle, right? I don't know. I'm both excited and not at the same time, if that makes any sense. I feel like there's a lot of questions, especially with scribing. Why is it called scribing? You know, scribing to me is like someone who's a scribe is they usually they're a writer. You know, they like dictate for somebody, or you know what I mean? That's what I think of when I think of a scribe. I think it's also with carpenting too, something with that. But a few things that I noticed is that ZeniMax talked to Bethesda when it comes to Athelia, and I think that's probably the better move. It makes me feel a little better, because I was kind of like, man, they got okay with they got the okay with this, right? In terms of scribing, it's interesting. I'm very interested in it here. It looks like this is going to be a new system. It's like now, if you remember what they said it was going to involve the weapon lines is where they were going to start, and more. Okay, and
Change things like the way a skill interacts with the world, its unique effects, and more.
Heroes and auditing the forgotten.
East, the overnight, while the wreaking havoc in the region.
Wield, this area is now more. And if all that wasn't enough.
Oh, shut up, dude. Okay. So I was trying to get back to.
Tactical fire and escapability. But you can personalize it from here. Every scribe skill also has 3 script slots, a primary.
Okay, so as you can see, because I think a lot of people I noticed that a lot of people were getting a little confused. And I didn't know what they were talking about, because I hadn't seen the reveal yet. But on the forums, people seemed to get really confused and get really hyped, and I was confused because they were talking about changing existing skills. Like, oh, I can't wait to put, like so-and-so on this and that on that. And I'm like, is that how this is going to work? Like, what the hell? That doesn't seem right. And it's not. I think the way this is going to go is every skill line is going to you're going to have a new slot in there for a grimoire, is what I guess what they're calling it. And each grimoire is going to have a base ability like she said, it's always going to do, which in this case you can see it already in the description right here. Shoot the ground with an enchanted arrow while using the force of the shot to gracefully leap backwards. And from there, you're building a spell. You are crafting a spell. Again, why do they call it scribing when it's spellcrafting? Let's say I'm a bow user, but I'm a magic person. For some reason, I wanted to roleplay and put bow on my back bar because I'm weird. So I can do, all right, so primary, I'm going to do fire as my ability. Right, okay, so, and then I go down to secondary. Okay, what do I want my secondary attack? Do I want mobility? Maybe I'm already a Bosmer, I'm already fast, I don't really need that. Well, I'm going to add a damage over time to that too. It's like, all right, so what else do I want to do with it? Well, maybe I want to do something like force, or maybe off balance as the Tetsuari. Why did it say third? Anyway, or final, like, they gotta be all fucking educated and shit. But I think that's the way this is going to really work with the scribing. But there's so many questions, like, how does it work? Can you test? Can you see the skill before you craft it? You know, they say there's one, like, almost like one grimoire per weapon line. So one hand shield's gonna get one, Destro staff's gonna get one, all the weapon lines gonna get one, but apparently some other ones are gonna get one too, like world skills, like soul magic. Maybe the guilds are gonna get one. That'd be interesting. Is Sigigor gonna get one? Because that's a DLC that you need to, I mean, that's a chapter you need to buy for Somerset, right? So probably not Sigigor. Classes probably aren't gonna get anything, at least maybe not right now. But there's so many questions with this that I have, you know, so many questions. And that's why I'm like, I can't, like, I'm excited about it because speaking as somebody whose main class is a magic and necromancer, because I was so stupid to think they were going to get fixed. I look at this and go, I can finally have a dot. I can put on a Destro staff. I can find the whatever the hell the base skill for the Destro staff is, the grimoire for the Destro staff. They went out of their way to not do spellcrafting. You realize this, right? They're like, no, it's not spellcrafting, it's scribing. And it's not spells, it's grimoire. It's like, dude, get off your high horse. It's fucking spellcrafting. Sorry. Just weird rant there. But I'm really excited because I can do fire, damage over time, and then do like I don't know, like I think I have major vulnerability. What if I want to do minor, or I want to do savagery and prophecy, which I don't have as a necromancer, right? Or maybe I want to do a bleed, because that's the one thing that necromancer really doesn't have, that is a dot. That's what they don't have as a dot. What if you're a class like sorcerer? You know, because I'm also a sorcerer. What if you're a class that doesn't have really a burst heal here over time? Well, boom, restoration over time. You know, expedition or evasion or something like that. Like, you know, or something that gives me a shield. It really does open things up. But there's so many questions. And I don't want to spend the entirety of this summary on scribing, but I mean, sorry, it's the biggest thing. You know, yes, I'm excited about, I'll go back and I'll start talking about the zone. But I mean, overall, it's like, scribing is kind of the like the point here. Like, what if you craft a skill and you don't like it? Can you uncraft it? You can't decon it, I assume. Are you using materials to build these things? So many questions. So I can't wait until this enters the PTS server so people can really get their hands on it. And please test this. And test it honestly. For real, like, I can't emphasize that enough. Test it honestly. Don't just read the patch notes and freak out. I'm not trying to shit on people, but it's happened in the past, and it just kills things. Don't just read the patch notes and freak out. Don't just go by people's reactions and jump on that boat. No, like, go into the PTS. You can't download the PTS. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. You watch Twitch streamers who are testing on the PTS. See what they're experiencing. That's another way to do it too. But this has a lot of questions. And also what I want people to keep in mind, because I saw some people, again, people were confusing me because I thought that not only could you craft a skill, but you could also modify how it looked, but that's not the case at all. What they're doing is something completely different, and it's skill styles. And I think this is going to be beneficial if it comes to like classes, like people who are struggling with Arcanist and Green. Maybe that they will sometime down the road be a skill style that will change Fate Carver or change just Green in general. I mean, imagine if you can, make just certain things just look a little different. I think that would be actually really great. And I do like this system simply because I was afraid that when I saw that emote and people were talking about, oh, you can change spells. Cool. And I'm like, kill me if that's the only thing with this in-game. No, but I mean, kick me in the shin as hard as you can if that's going to be the only thing. That's going to be the big selling point of Gold Road is going to be I can change, the color of my skill. Yay. But it's not. It's an addition, and I think that's great. I think it's great that you can earn it in game. I think that's really great. No, I went back too far. Talking Joe Bro here. And the Breton gets, you see the Breton gets the short hand of the stick. He dies in the cinematic trailer way back when, right? He is a necromancer who gets completely owned and shown up by a tiny Khajiit. I mean, come on, man, this poor guy. All right, here we go here. This honestly, this is a really great map. I got to be honest with you. I love it. I want this map because it shows all the areas you got left, and I could have so much fun with this. I could do a video going, hey, like, this is the areas that you have left for Hammerfell. You got, to me, just eyeballing it, looks like you have 3 chapter zones for Hammerfell. So how excited are you Redguard people out there? I know I am. Yeah, pretty big zone. I'm excited about that. I'm excited that they did find a way to include Bosmer in there because Bosmers do need love. I'm not gonna not admit that they do. And they did it in such a way where it is interesting because I personally don't. I mean, these are 2 classes. One, I do like Imperials, but I feel like they're overdone. Don't believe me? Well, okay. The Elsewhere chapter. They were one of the main enemies in the Elsewhere chapter. I PvP all the time. Imperial City is also, along with 2 dungeons with Imperial City. By the way, there is an event going on with that right now. Plus, you have Blackwood that was split between Imperial and Argonian. The main quest of the game is very heavy in Imperial lore. So that's why, and then Gold Coast also Imperial, and it's like, but it's not bad. I mean, I'm not as excited as I was for Necrom. I will say that Scribing is interesting. It does pique my interest. I can't wait to get my hands on it and test it and see what it's all about. But at the same time, I'm very cautious about it. I really, really am cautious about it. Because what can you do? There's a lot of people that are already freaking out on how overpowered it's going to be. I'm like, no. ZeniMax, I think ZeniMax has kind of learned their lesson with that, maybe. Maybe they haven't. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out. Now, let's get into this let's see if there's anything in these where, I already found something right there because I saw that word, where they didn't touch on. Right here, this is an article on ElderScrollsOnline.com, about scribing. God, I really hate that name because it sounds like scrying, which is antiquities. I'm calling it spellcrafting from here on out. I don't really care. Zosa's version of spellcrafting when designing this system, the team focused on improving opportunities for roleplay and choices for ESO's adventurers by providing greater agency when it comes to selecting and adapting the skills that are right for them. What exactly does this mean for you and your characters? Scribing introduces grimoires, which are new types of skills for your existing skill lines. You can customize these grimoires beyond their basic function, transforming them into exactly what you want on your action bar. Now, I do have a question, and now this might answer it, but how many grimoires can you have on a bar at a time? Could I, I before you're like an idiot, you can't have all 7s, I get that, but I'm saying, let's say, because this one says this is a soul magic, so that's world. So, and let's say I'm a necromancer, right? Because I'm dying for dots. I need like 2 dots maybe, right? Okay, so can I put my Destro Staff Grimoire on the bar along with my soul magic Grimoire? Sorry, I'm not going to do that anymore. Grimoire on the bar, and have them both there along with Force Pulse, or is there like a limit to how many grimoires I can have on the bar? I almost did it. Again, just questions upon questions, and that's why I can't get too excited. I got to be cautious, because who knows what the limitations of these are going to be. This one says, for example, one new grimoire called Soul Touch allows you to pull soul magic from the core of your being and cast it at a nearby enemy or ally. Fun fact, when I was thinking up how can I change tethers for Necromancer, what would I do? This was actually my idea, is I would suck the energy from the enemy, like the animation already does, but I would kind of throw it back at them. That's kind of funny that they did that. By the way, obviously I didn't write that anywhere or whatever. But anyway, you can customize Soul Touch by choosing its primary, secondary, and third scripts. I'm not calling it that, to tertiary, because it reminds me of that AD ball group from years ago. Who remembers that guild? Let me know in the comments below. Who remembers the tertiary mate? Right? Who remembers them? They were everywhere. I've been playing this game a long time. You could use the primary to create a damage shield for an ally, pull an enemy to you, or even change its magic to magic shock or physical damage. So that's what I'm saying. I would change it to shock and turn it into a dot. Can I do that? In addition, you could use Soul Infusion secondary to enable the ability to consume a soul gem and gain ultimate. Or you can use a recovery secondary to regain resources for a targeted ally. See, that's cool. See, it just opened things up, The above is just one example, but the scribing system will give you a ton of new ways to change your build and playstyle, since you can unlock a host of grimoires and scripts at launch. Now, my question is, is there only going to be one grimoire per weapon line? So like one for two-handed, one for one-handed, one for Destro, one for Resto, one for Mage's Guild, one for Fighter's Guild, etc., right? Is there only going to be one per? And how does a system like this, going forward, I assume that they're going to add new grimoires every probably chapter or something, like they do with companions, right? Every year. Although I think they're changing companions this year. It's going to be Q4. But it seems every year, at some point, they get new companions. We get new antiquities. We get, whatever. We're probably going to get new Infinite Archive sets, right? So, what's going to happen 5 years from now? Man, like the two-handed skill line is going to have 10 skills to it. It's going to have 5 of the 5 skills you get, plus the grimoires. Where are they going to fit those? Beside the skill? Like, I don't know. Again, I'm getting way too far ahead, but that's just kind of the way my brain works, because I'm awesome like that. Now, something separate, it looks like style your existing skills too. This is separate, okay? I'm going to say that again. even though I don't like repeating myself. It's separate. With the ability to mix and match a wide variety of classes, races, skills, and gear sets, ESO has always striven to provide you with the freedom and power to customize your character's unique playstyles. In the spirit of this core pillar, Gold Road also introduces a new type of collectible called Skill Styles. Skill Styles are color variations of popular abilities from various weapon, guild, and world skill lines, helping you further stand out on the battlefield. Like, say, Bear Trap, and you're going to turn it orange. At least that looks orange to me. I think that's cool. I think that's a really good option to have. I think it adds a little fun to it, and it also helps you with your issue if you eventually bring they didn't say classes, right? No. Eventually, maybe when they put those towards classes, maybe it will help you with your issue with Arcanist, I think that's a really good way to solve that without solving it at the same time. So let's take a look at this article, see what they mentioned, if there's any information that I don't recognize. I will say I didn't touch on the zone at all, did I? I will say this from the chapter and this picture anyway, which I assume is in game anyway. It does look like that Skingrad is going to be a city. I was really worried about that. The one thing I was worried about when it came to the chapter is the city going to look like a city, or is it going to be like, oh hey, like 3 people live here, yay, or is it going to be like Orsinium or Alinor that like, dude, those things look like cities, And I will say, I do think this looks like a city. Like, you can get lost here if you really don't pay attention, which is really cool. All right, now let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, so the world event is going to be called Mirror More Incursions. It's set you and your fellow adventurers against waves of invading Daedra. That's cool. So it's going to be Athelia related. That's cool. They are going to have a trial too, and it looks like the trial is going to be located in Fargrave. Oh, that's cool. The one time I actually wish I did trials. That's really cool, man. It's going to be called Lucent Citadel. Oh, now I'm jealous. You trials doing dicks? No, I'm just kidding. Again, they talk about skills styles here. They're really pushing the skill styles. Anything here? Scion. I think it's funny that they go Scions of Athelia. Like, they are just like, spoilers? What spoilers? Spoilers. They put it in the name of the dungeons. It's kind of funny. I like that at least it seems like the theme of these dungeons is they're going back to almost like going back to previous DLCs. You notice that? Like the guy said, like, there's dangers that rival dragons, and they're trying to really weave in without looking like it's forced, at least from what they were showing a little bits of and what they were saying of all the past DLCs, showing them some sort of like honor, like Imperial City, and that's honoring Imperial City and Cyrodiil in the main quest, and then you have these, which are dungeons of, followers of Malakath is one dungeon, which is honoring and kind of like giving a nudge over to Orcs and Orsinium, which was an absolutely amazing DLC. Even after all these years, that's kind of the one that everyone still talks about. And also the Oblivion Demiurge Maelstrom, again, Orsinium, kind of like a hail to that, and that's really super exciting. Really super exciting, honestly. And let's see if I can go back. Anyone catch? I don't think I caught this. I don't think I'm going to catch it. Anyway, anyone catch the quarter 4? Quarter 3 is going to be, you know, the same thing with housing related. Quarter 4 is going to have 2 new companions, which I'm like, okay, why did you make the 2 companions part of that and not part of the chapter? Kind of weird. But they said the second thing, update 44 in quarter 4, a lot of fours, is going to be a PvP related update. That is awesome. Like, I will give a little bad news though, because that's what I do. That's what I do for you guys, only for you guys. I show my love, and I like to bring you guys down a notch and punch you right in the Molag balls. It's not going according to people. Excuse me, sorry. According to streamers who apparently had some sort of meeting with ZOS, I don't know. It's not going to be Cyrodiil related, which makes me go, okay, maybe a brand new mode. Because you look at what they did with Infinite Archive in quarter 4, that was a pretty big update. It was small, like in comparison to the Story Zone DLC they used to do. It was smaller than that, but it was still like nothing, right? So that I'm assuming that this PvP update isn't just going to be like a new Battlegrounds map or something. It's going to be something significant, maybe a new PvP mode altogether or something. But having not Cyrodiil related makes me kind of go, okay. So I'm not saying they're giving up on Cyrodiil or anything, because they're not. They're still doing tests. They're still trying to provide feedback and all that, right? This picture looks amazing and it's really distracting me. Laramil the Wise looks sick. I want that staff too. That Athelia staff. I want that staff in game. ZOS, make it possible. Do it up. I don't care how. I don't care. Just do it, man. Anyway, I'm curious why Cyrodiil's not involved. That's just weird to me. And just real quick to end the video, what I also want to do is just show you the different editions here, because they covered that really quick, and I wanted to show you kind of like what edition is good for you for what you're searching for. So these are pre-purchase digital games. So these would be good for if, say, you were in a situation like me where you skipped a few chapters because you weren't really they didn't appeal to you, so you didn't buy them, right? But you wanted to buy the new one. Then you would probably choose, I believe it would be this update. And what you want to look for, scroll down, is this here. You want to look to make sure if you want the other chapters, when you're buying Gold Coast, it includes these images. If it does not include these images when you're buying it on this page, it does not include it. Okay, so this is the $80 Gold Collection Gold Road Deluxe. So you get those 2 pets, emote, a memento, this mount, which looks really sick, I will admit. The armor pack, Skin God armor pack, a pet, a costume, a pet, a crate, treasure maps, and then obviously, again, past DLCs. So let's look at the other. This is just the Gold Road edition, is not deluxe. And let's again, we'll scroll down. Oh, this one doesn't. Again, you want to make sure that you have these images. So you can tell right off the bat, you lose a lot of the fancy stuff. You lose the cool mount, you lose the cool armor, the dog. You still get an anniversary crate though, so that's cool. But you get a crappier mount. But it is only $60 though. I mean, times are tough, right? Now, if you're already a gamer, and not a gamer, if you already own the game, you already have the other past DLCs, these are choices for you. This will be the deluxe upgrade, which will include all the other stuff of, what I call the cooler stuff. The emote, the memento, but these 2 things here are pretty cool. I like this mount, and I like that armor set. But you get everything else. But again, you see how you don't have the picture of the DLCs here. So with this edition, with this upgrade, you're not going to get if you didn't buy Necrom, don't buy the upgrade. You have to buy the digital, not the upgrades. And this one, again, just you lose the cooler mount and the armor pack and the Pitbull pet thing. But it's only $40. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I'm a little interested to see how this is going forward. You know, I can't wait for the PTS and be able to test this sometime in probably like April or May or something. At least for the chapter anyway, I'm talking about for and scribing, scribs, whatever. But I'm not excited for another Imperial Zone. And until I know more about scribing, I'm a little hesitant and cautious. You know, I need to know more. I have too many questions. But I don't know what you guys think. Are you excited? Does this hype you up? Are you just kind of like, eh? Let me know in comments below. Thank you so much for watching and dealing with my crap for probably about the past hour. I really appreciate you guys. You guys rock. And that's really it. I got tongue-tied there for a second. That's really it for this video, everybody. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content and you want to see more. And I'll see you in the next video.